There's nothing like a great friend, someone who will always have your back, be there when you need him, but you won't believe what DeMar DeRozan did for his best friend. What's up everybody, it's Jimmy, and we've all grown to know DeMar DeRozan as one of the best shooting guards in the NBA. After making his first All-NBA team last year and making the All-Star team for the last 5 seasons, DeRozan has solidified his spot as one of the league's premier players. But success on the court is nothing new to him. Back in 2008, DeRozan was ranked the 5th best prep player in the country, and it was almost certain that he would go pro after 1 year in college. Everyone knew who he was and the type of talent he had. What many people didn't know was that DeRozan had a very close friendship with rapper Romeo Miller, aka Lil Romeo. You know, the kid who was really popular back in the early 2000s, and son of rap legend Percy Miller, aka Master P. Their friendship goes way back into their childhood when Romeo's father was the coach of their AAU team. DeRozan and Miller attended different high schools in the Los Angeles area, but played on the same AAU team. And when they were on the court together, they were a problem. They were such a great duo that people named them the Transformers. I'm not really sure why, but they were good. Really good. But here's where the story gets interesting. Going into their junior season, DeRozan was being recruited by just about every program in the country. Mans had options. Meanwhile, Romeo's game had fallen off a bit, and his basketball career seemed to be coming to an end post-high school. But let's just say this is where being friends with one of the nation's top recruits has its perks. DeRozan had a big decision to make come signing day. He had narrowed down his choices to Arizona State, North Carolina, and USC. But after playing with Romeo for so many years, he couldn't just leave his homie behind. Now, most of us may know Romeo's dad, Percy Miller, or Master P, as a rapper. But what some may not know is that he used to be a sports agent who represented players like Derek Anderson and Ron Mercer. So when it came time for DeMar to make his decision, Master P went into full sports agent mode. As good as Romeo was, he wasn't DeRozan, and he wasn't anything near DeRozan. But he didn't need to be, because Percy offered a deal to USC that stated DeMar would accept a full ride and attend their university only if Romeo got a full ride as well. The crazy part is DeMar was so good that USC's response to the offer was absolutely. It's hard enough to get a sports scholarship to a D1 university, let alone get a spot on the team for you and your best friend. Now, for those who have heard this story before, there are some misconceptions when it comes to Romeo's skill on the court. Some say Romeo was a terrible player who only got a spot on the team because he was relatively famous and he was best friends with DeRozan, when in reality, Romeo was actually quite the hooper. As a sophomore in high school, he averaged 20 and 10 in one of the most competitive leagues in the Los Angeles area and was ranked a top 20 recruit in the class of 2008 at the time. Romeo was actually on course to being one of the best guards in the country come his senior year. But for some reason or another, his numbers declined and he wasn't finding the same success during his first 2 seasons in high school. He ended up averaging only 8 and 4 a game as a senior. Was Romeo good enough to play at USC? Hell nah. Was he a terrible player? No. As we all know, DeRozan excelled in his first year at USC and entered the draft after just his freshman season. Romeo, on the other hand, didn't have such an impactful career on the court. In his 2 seasons with the Trojans, my man's only played 19 minutes and scored a whopping 5 points. No, not per game. Literally 5 points in 2 seasons with the team. Needless to say, Romeo didn't appreciate his treatment at USC and quit the team after his sophomore season. A less than memorable college career. But USC's men's basketball coach at the time, Tim Floyd, was a huge fan of Romeo Miller, and not for his music. He said that Romeo had a tremendous upside and loved having him on the team. I mean, I guess you gotta keep the benches warm somehow. But Percy Miller also believed his son was destined for greatness, saying, and I quote, "If he wasn't so famous, Romeo would be in the NBA right now." Welp, there you have it. Not sure if he's just having confidence in his child or if he's just delusional. I call this the LeVar Ball effect. The unwarranted belief that you or your offspring are capable of achieving nearly unattainable feats just because you say so. As we've all witnessed, the side effects to this disorder can be devastating. But if there's one good thing we've got out of this entire situation, it's the 4-time All-Star in DeMar DeRozan. I mean, I can't blame the guy. If I was a top recruit and I had the power to take my best friend to whatever college I went to and get him a spot on the team, just tell me where to sign. Or maybe just maybe, I could be the best friend getting carried to a scholarship. In that case, if any of y'all watching this video right now got an extra scholarship laying around, you know, to, I don't know, Kentucky, USC, North Carolina, you know, nothing big, holla at your boy. But until then, hope y'all enjoyed, and as always, until next time.